right, even the losers do get lucky, but not all the time. In fact, very rarely does that happen. The Orioles are now 0-7 in their 1988 beginning of the season replay. They started the season 0-21, so we're 1/3 of the way there successfully, if you want to call it a success. We're trying to imitate, what happened in the real game. Got the player card app, and I'm going to need it today because the Orioles are going to their bench in spades today. So I'm going to be using the last three guys in the batting order are all going to be coming off the player app. The starting pitchers for today's game, it'll be left-hander Mark Thurman. It'll be Mark Thurman for the Orioles and Floyd Bannister for the Royals. Bannister 12 and 13. So they might have a chance to do something, but Thurman for the O's, not exactly lighting it up. 1-8, 4.58 ERA. Let's look at the starting lineups. For the Royals, it's pretty similar. This game was played April 13th, 1988, and April 13th just happened to be my birthday. Happens to be my birthday. Hopefully it's not past tense. I'm still here. Willie Wilson leads off in center. Kevin Seitzer at third. George Brett at first. Danny Tarble in right. Frank White at second. Steve Balboni, the DH, with the lefty on the mound. They've sat Eisenreich and they're using Balboni. Bo Jackson in left, and Jamie Quirk's on the bench now with the lefty as well, so Mike McFarland is the catcher, and Kurt Stillwell the shortstop. Lineup pretty much the same early on for the Orioles. Orsulak, the two Ripkins, Murray, Sheets, and Shue. But then we go to the bottom third. You got Carl Nichols catching, Tito Landrum in right, and Wade Rowden in left. None of those three had cards made by Strat-o-matic paper-wise, so I've got them on the player app, and that's what we'll be using when they come up to bat. For right now, what we're using is the Orioles because they are the home team. So Mark Thurman will be on the bump, and he'll be taking on Willie Wilson to start things off as game number 8 in the replay is about to begin. 6-11 for Thurman against Wilson. Wilson's a switch hitter batting right, so 6-11 is a ground ball first base X. Eddie Murray is a 2 E18. 19, he'll get to that, and that's a 4. So an E18 on the first baseman, there is no 4. It's a good play. Eddie Murray will take it to the bag himself, 1 away. Brings up Kevin Seitzer. Like I said, a lot of the lineups are the same, just a few changes, but mostly the same. 2-5 for Seitzer against a lefty. 2-5. A 1-16 is a triple. 17-20 is a double. So a triple for Kevin Seitzer, a 1-out triple, and the Orioles are going to opt to play the infield in, try to cut the runner off at the plate. Roll the 20. Nothing happening there. Here's George Brett, lefty on lefty, 1-8. 1-8 is a ballpark diamond shot, and it's a 1 to, oh shoot, I just lost my thing here. I forgot to write that down. Look on the back page here. I believe it's a 1 to an 11, or is it 1 to 13? No, 1 to 13 for a home run. So 1 to 13 for a home run, but even if he doesn't get the home run, it's a sacrifice fly because it's a fly ball B. So 1 to 13 is a home run. It's a 16, so it won't be a home run, but it will be a sacrifice fly to right. So the run scores regardless. Brett with the RBI. He'd rather have the 2-run homer, but he didn't get it. So it's still 1-0 Royals here in the top of the first. And here's Danny Tarble. 2 outs, bases clear. 4-11. 4-11's a fly ball right field X, and the right fielder is Wade Rowden. He is not very good. A 4 E25. 4 and a 6. That's probably going to drop in for extra bases. We'll take a look and see. 4 and a 6. No, it's a single. So not extra bases. It's a 15. That's an E25. E25. Miraculously on the E25, there's no 15. So just a single. Could have been a lot worse. But Tarble reaches on the 2-out single. He's not really a threat to steal, so he's not going to go anywhere. Frank White. Batter. Nothing on the 20. A 4-4 against Thurman. That's a ground ball third base X. That's going to be Shue. He's 4 E27. 4 and a 3. That's going to be get through for a hit. That's an 18. That's probably a 2-base error when you roll an 18 like that. They're almost always 2-base errors. And let's see here. He is an E27. It is a 2-base error. So let's see here. The 4 and the 3 is an SI2. So the SI2 puts Tartable at third base on that single. But then a 2-base error is going to score the run. No RBI given. But Frank White will end up at third base now with that 2-base error. So 2 runs are in. And White is at third with 2 outs. And here's Steve Bye-Bye Balboni. Nothing on the 20. 311 struck him out, so he does go bye-bye. But I think he was more bye-bye because of the home runs he hit. You'd tell the ball bye-bye when it went on the street out the stadium. So 2-0 it is for the Royals. They jump on the Orioles early. It does not look good for the O's. But we've got a long way to go. Here's Orsilac, the slack man. 6-7, a lefty on lefty. 6-7's a ground ball shortstop X. That's Stillwell. He's a 3 E18. 3-2. That's going to be another base hit. So the D20s are not being kind right now. 13 and an E18. 18. There is no 13. It's just going to be a single for Orsilac. So Orsilac singles as I knock down my red die. All right, so Orsilac leadoff single brings up Bill Ripken. Normally you consider a bunt, but they're down 2-0 already, so I don't think a bunt's going to cut it. Nothing on the 20 to 6-7 for Bannister against a right-hander. Ground ball second base X. So now you get Frank White. He's a 2E5, and that time we had a 17. This could be a double play, as that's a G1. There is a 9 and there's an E5. There is no 9, so it's double play. 4-6-3. Double play, so that clears the bases of Orioles. 2 outs for Big Brother Cal. 5-5 against a right-hander. That's an in-home run chance, and he does have normal power. 1-16 is going to be a home run for Cal. And it is. Cal Ripken, a home run. So the double play cost the Orioles some runners. Could have been a 2-run shot to tie the game, but instead it's a solo shot. It is 2-1. There's Eddie Murray. 2-2 for Murray against a left-hander. He's going to foul out to McFarland. And the inning's over, but the Orioles do bounce back with 1 run on the Cal Ripken homer. And we go to the top of the second. And it will be Bo Jackson. Bo knows. 2-9 for Bo. And that's a ballpark diamond shot. It's a 1-13. It'll be a homer. It's a 12, so Bo Jackson launches one to deep left field. And it is gone off of Thurman. 3-1 Royals. So Thurman may not be around very long. They used their long relievers in the last game, so they could be hurting in the bullpen. 5-9. Thurman against a right-hander. 5-9 to fly to center. So that's 1 away. So they really need Thurman to go about 5 innings if possible. His fatigue rate is a 5 as a starter. 4-7. Stillwell switching to batting right. 4-7. A 1-3 is a single. Anything else he lines to short. And that's a 17, so he lines to short. 2 down for top of the order. And Willie Wilson. Oh, don't need the 20 because nobody's on base. My bad. 2-8 for Wilson against a lefty. 2-8 is a triple. Look at that. Willie Wilson with a triple. Second triple in as many innings for the Royals. They've hit 2 triples and a homer in less than 2 innings. So he's at third. No need to roll the 20 because we're not going to... Well, we better in case we check for a balk or something or a wild pitch. So nothing happening. Here's Seitzer. 3-3 against a lefty. Ground ball to short, and that's going to end the inning. So the Royals pick up 1. It could have been a lot worse. And we go to the bottom of the second. It's 3-1 Kansas City. And now we got Larry Sheets, DH. Stepping to the plate, Larry Sheets. Lefty on lefty for Sheets. It's a 3-8. 3-8 is a walk. Leadoff walk for Larry Sheets. Brings up Rick Really Big Shoe. Roll the 20. Nothing happening. 6-8 against Bannister against a righty. 6-8 is another walk. So the last thing you want if you're Bannister when you've got a 3-1 lead to start walking, guys. That's what he's done. And now we're at the point where we're going to use the player app for the next 3 batters. As soon as we get the screensaver off of there. All right, so the first one to be used is going to be Carl Nichols. So Nichols, we'll look at his blue category against the left if it goes to the batter card. First of all, we roll the D20. Nothing happening. It is a 1-4, so we'll go to Nichols' card. 1-4 against a lefty is a 1-19 single with 1 star. So Carl Nichols about to load the bases, and he does. Bases are loaded with nobody out. And Tito Landrum, the batter. Or as Chris Berman called him, Tito 1 if by Landrum, 2 if by C. So there's nothing on the D20, so we're going to roll and see what Bannister does. 2-10, so we're R off of Landrum's card. 2-10 is a ground ball first base B, so that's a 3-6 force play. The run does score. So he's a fielder's choice. He's out 3-6. Run scores. RBI for Landrum. Shoe goes to third. So runners are at the corners with 1 out for Wade Rowden. We've also got to bring up his card on the app. Check the D20, nothing happening. Bannister, 1-4. 1-4 to Wade Rowden is a strikeout. So 2 down. Now I can put that app away temporarily. We get back to regular cards. Almost sound like regularly scheduled programming. Here is Orsilac. 2 outs, runners at the corners. Orioles looking for a golden opportunity here. Could be blowing one. 4-8 for Bannister against a lefty. 1-6 is a single. 7-20 is a pop out to second. And that's what it is. Actually, it's a line out to second, but who cares? It's out at second base. That's all that matters. 1 run for the Orioles. Cuts the lead to 3-2 as we go to the 3rd inning. So really neither pitcher on their game right now. Here's George Brett. Brett sacrifice fly his first trip. 2-9 is a single. I'm sorry, I looked at 1-9. 2-9 is a ground ball to first. That's why I'm using my little pointer there to make sure I'm in the right column. It's a ground ball to first. Murray handles it, no problem. Brings up Danny Tartable. 6-6. That is a 1-10 double. 11-20 will be a single. That is a 20, so it is a single for Tartable. Got to keep the D20 rolls where you can see them. Getting out of range here. All right, here's Frank White. That's a 2, so we're looking at a potential balk or a pass ball. And a chance for a balk. Thurman, though, has a 0 balk rating, so not going to be a balk. That is a 1-4. Frank White against a lefty. 1-4 is a strikeout. 2 down. 2 down for Steve Bye-Bye Balboni. Here's the 20. Nothing happening. 4-3 against a right-hander is a fly ball left field X. That is going to be Rowden. He's a 4E25. That's a 19, so he'll get to that. Now let's check the error rating at the 6. We're looking at E25. Outfielder, E25 with a 6. E25. And it is 6. It's a 1 base error right here. 1 base error. So, once again, an error bites the Orioles. First one on Shoe, this one on Rowden. So it's a 1 base error. So Tartable will go to second base, and Balboni will be there at first base. So that'll bring up Bo Jackson. 2-1, 2 outs. Nothing on the 20. 2-3 for Jackson, and that is a, oh, I looked at 1-3. 2-3 is a fly to center. 1-3 would have been a dinger, but not to be this time. Thurman finally gets out of it unscathed. We go to the bottom of the third, still 3-2 in favor of Kansas City. Bannister facing Billy Ripken. 4-8 against a right-hander. 1-4 is a double. Anything else, he flies to center. That's a 17. He flies to center. Ripken is gone. Here comes the other Ripken. Big brother Cal, 5-8, and he will strike out. So that's 2 up, 2 down very quickly for Eddie E. Drinkin' B. Murray. 4-9, Bannister, fly to right. It's going to end the inning, 1-2-3, so maybe both pitchers are now settling in. They need to, at least Thurman does, to give his bullpen some rest. So Mike McFarland, the catcher, will lead things off in the fourth. 3-4 against a lefty, pop up to short. 1 away. Brings up Kurt Stillwell Angel. Switch hitter batting right. 2-7 against a lefty is a 1 for a single. Anything else, he will line to Cal. And that's what he does. He lines to Cal. 2 quick outs. He lined to Cal his first trip up. So Cal's got a magnet on the baseball, apparently. It's Willie Wilson, top of the order, 4-8. Switch hitter batting right. 4-8 is a leadoff, not a leadoff walk, a 2-out walk to Wilson. And he may think to steal here. He needs a 2 through 5 or a 10 to get a jump. And he gets it with a 2 there. So let's check the rating. He starts as a 19. He's being held, makes him a 17. Thurman's a -3. Nichols is a -1. That's -4. So we got a 19 -2 -4. That makes it a 13. So 1-13, and he will steal, and he does. So Willie Wilson, with a 2-out steal, gets himself into scoring position for Kevin Seitzer. Roll to 20, nothing happening. 4-3, fly ball left field extra, back at Wade Rowden again, a 4 E25. An 18, so he'll get to that. Now the question is, will he make the error? It is a 8, I should say. E25, and fortunately there's no 8, so he does make the play this time, miraculously. And the inning's over, so nothing doing for the Royals, and Thurman has at least given them 4 solid. Trying to go with 5, maybe 6 if he can. Depends on how effective he is. Here's Larry Sheets, leadoff batter of the inning. 3-5, lefty on lefty. 3-5 is a strikeout. So he walked and scored his first trip. This time he strikes out. Here's Rick Shue. It's a 6-7, and that's a ground ball second base X. Frank White, 2E5. 2 and a 4. I think he'll still get to that. Verify it. 2 and a 4. Yes, he does. It's a 7, E5. There is no 7, so it's good play for Frank White. Tosses over to Brett. 2 up, 2 down for the slack man, Joe Orsolak. Nope, I'm sorry. Now we're back to the, that was the next card in line, but we're back to the card reader, the app, for Carl Nichols at bat. But if we roll off Bannister, we won't need that. But we do roll off the batter card, so it's a 3-6. And we're looking at Carl Nichols. So go back to Nichols against a left-hander. A 3-6 for Nichols against a left-hander. Pop out to second base, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing happening there. A little annoying to have to go to the reader, but you know, I'm glad it's there, because that's one way to look at it. At least it's there, or else I'd really have to fudge the lineup. At least now I can play as played. Here's Brett against Thurman. 2-4 for Brett. Ground ball to second. Handled by Billy Ripken. 1 away. Brings up Danny Tartabull. Tartabull, a 6-12, and that's a ground ball shortstop X. That's going to be Cal. 2E21. That's a 2-8, so he will definitely get to that. E21 and a 6 for the shortstop position. E21, and look at this. E21 at short. There's a 6 right smack dab in the middle. So it's an error on Cal Ripken. E6, that's the third error on the Orioles for the game. So, Tartables at first. Brings up Frank White. Nothing happening. White 2-8 against the lefty. He's going to pop to third. That's 2 down for Steve Bye-Bye Balboni. Nothing on the 20. A 3-8 against a lefty. He's going to ground to short. Ripken will make the play this time. Error does not come in to hurt him. And Thurman actually has given him 5 innings now. So one more inning for him will actually be a quality start. But he will be on his point of weakness. He's already had 1 notch against it because of that. Well, actually, the error does not count against him, so he has no notches against him. Here's Bannister. He doesn't start his point of weakness till next inning. Oops, don't know why I put Orslack on there, because we got to go to the player app, and we're looking for Tito Landrum to be followed by Wade Rowden. So I need back-to-back results off the player app if it gets to that. But this one's actually off Bannister, so Landrum's a right-handed hitter. It's a 4-11. Ground ball first base X. That's going to be Brett. And George Brett is a 3E13. So 17, he'll get to that. That's an 11. 11 and an E13 at first base. And look at this. First base, E13. 11's right smack dab in the middle, so it's an E3. Here on Brett to start the inning. And now we go to the back to the app for Wade Rowden. Assuming that we roll on the batter card. Nothing on the 20. Now we're actually still on Bannister. 4-8. 4-8 against a right-hander. 1-4 is a double. Anything else, he flies to center. And he's going to fly to center, so that's 1 away. So false alarm on the app. And now we go back to the player cards. Joe Orsalak. 1 on, 1 out. 2, so chance for a balk or a pass ball. Chance for a pass ball. McFarland's a pass ball rating of 4. There is no pass ball, so we roll on. 5-6 against the lefty is a fly to right. So Orsalak is out number 2. And that's going to bring up Bill Ripken. Nothing on the 20. 2-5 for Ripken. He flies to center. Inning's over. So we go to the 6th. Pitchers have both settled in really nicely now after the last 3 innings. After the first 2 were, we didn't know what was going to happen. So we go to the 6th. It's still 3-2. Thurman has full use of his point of weakness because he didn't give up anything in the 5th. So he's good to go. Here's Bo. 3-8, and he strikes out Bo. So he's still good to go. So Jackson retired on strikes. Here's Mike McFarland. 3-8 for McFarland. He strikes out. So Thurman strikes out the first 2 he faces, and here's Stillwell. That's a 5-9. Stillwell is a righty. 5-9's a fly to center. He's a switch hitter batting right. So it's a fly to center. Inning's over. So Thurman still going strong, and he has given the Orioles more than they can ask for. He's actually given them a quality start. 6 innings and 3 runs. Now here's Bannister, and 6 is his beginning to his point of weakness, so we'll keep an eye on him. It's Cal Ripken, 3-7 for Ripken. He's going to walk. So that's the first notch on the point of weakness. Brings up Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray. And there's a 1, chance for a wild pitch. Bannister's wild pitch rating is a 6. Let me roll it on the where you can see it. It's a 4. It's a wild pitch. So Murray on the wild pitch. We'll roll again. Nothing happening this time. Murray, 6-9. Switch hitter batting right. It's a diamond shot. 1-13. It'll be a 2-run homer, and the Orioles will have the lead. It's a 3. So Eddie Murray, a 2-run shot for Eddie Murray, and the Orioles have all of a sudden taken the lead, 3-2 on Mr. Floyd up to down Bannister, and he's down right now. He was up, but now he's down. Here's Larry Sheets, 2-6. Ground ball to first. That's one away. So one more batter reaching base via walk or hit, and Bannister will reach his point of weakness. Here's Shoe, 5-8 is a strikeout, 2 down. So he's trying to get through 6. Their bullpen's well rested after the complete game by Gubaza last time. 5-6 for Orsolak is a fly to right. That's going to end the inning. But the Orioles take a 3-2 lead. I'm sorry, a 4-3 lead as we go to the 7th. Do we dare bring back Mark Thurman? I think we have to, as well as he's pitching. Now the bullpen is loosening. Doug Sisk is throwing hot and heavy down there, just in case. Here's Willie Wilson, top of the order. 210 against a lefty, and he's going to double. So Willie Wilson, he's tripled and now he's doubled. And the tying run just that quickly is in scoring position for Kevin Seitzer. Sisk throwing a little bit more fervently. 4-8 for Seitzer is a walk. 2-1, nobody out. Brett, nothing on the 20. 2-8 for Brett is a ground ball shortstop. Hey, that's going to be a double play. 6-4-3. Just what Thurman ordered. Wilson does go to third base. 2 down, and we're going to have a pitching change. Timeout. Okay, with the righty Tartable coming up and 2 outs, they're going to go to, Frank Robinson's going to go to the right-hander Doug Sisk. Try to get out of the inning. It's a 1, so we're looking at a wild pitch for Doug Sisk. So let's look at Doug Sisk wild pitch rating. Doug Sisk, his wild pitch rating is a 13. So if he rolls a 13 or less, we got a tie ball game. That's an 11, so it is a wild pitch. And that will, unfortunately, force in or bring in the tying run. So it takes the win away from Thurman. What a way to come into the game and throw a wild pitch to bring home the tying run. 5-11 off of Tartable is a single chance, but it's only 1-4. And that's going to be a line out to short to end the inning. But the run comes in. We go to the 7th inning stretch. We are tied at 4, and that does get Bannister off the hook. And the Royals will go to their bullpen. And they're going to go to Mr. Steve Farr. Steve Bridge too far. Right-hander will be in. And he will be facing Bill Ripken to start things off. He'll be facing the Tito Landrum and Rowden. But now that the righty's in, the Orioles will go to their bench to bring in some lefties to bat. So now we won't have to use that app because we're going to some pinch hitters. Scheduled is Landrum in right, but he will not hit. It will be Fred Lynn hitting. Fred Lynn will stay in the game and play right field. So Lynn will hit for Landrum. And his rating in right field, he's a 2.03. Landrum was a 2.011. So Fred Lynn is going to hit here against Farr to lead off the bottom of the 7th. 4-3 on Farr is a ground ball pitcher X. And Farr is an E0, but we don't know his range. So I need to go to the thing for that. So let's look this up here real quick. Steve Farr for Kansas City. Let's get his, I go to the app here and get his information. So let's see what we've got here. Sorry for the delay, but I want to be accurate. Normally if it's advanced, you just say he's a 2E0, but I want to see if he's what he really is. Let's roll the 20 just in case. It's an 11. He'll get to that, and there's an E0, so there's no point in looking any further. Lynn is out, 1 away. So Wade Rowden is a scheduled hitter, but of course he will not bat. So the new left fielder will be Jim Traber, as Traber will come on and pinch hit and stay in the game to play left field. So we got Traber, left field, and he is a 4, 2, and a 16. So not much better. but certainly a better hitter. Traber, 3-8, and that's a 1-9 single. 10-20, he lines to second. That's a single. He barely got it. 1-9 counts. That's all that matters. It's a single. Now we go back to the top of the order for Orsilac. Nothing on the 20. 5-10 against the lefty is a catcher X. Catcher McFarland is a 4-E1. It's a 16. So the E1 probably is no problem. Let's see what the 4 part happens to be. With a 16. 4 and a 16 with a catcher. 4 and a 16 is a P/F. And a 6 on a E1 is not a problem. So we're looking basically at a wild pitch rating of for Steve Farr. And we need to go to Steve Farr's card to get the wild pitch rating. And we'll see what that is. It is a 10. He's a 10 balk and 10 wild pitch. So if this is a 1 through 10, it will be a pass ball. And it is, so it's a pass ball. And that will move Traber to second. Nothing on the 20. We go to Orsilac. 6. Oh, then it's a foul out. My bad. Orsilac fouled out after the pass ball. So I believe that's how that works. Let me verify that. P/F I think is no, it's a pass ball, so that is not a foul out. It's going to be continued at bat. That's what I thought. All right, so 6-6 is a strikeout from Farr. So he didn't do that, but he did strike out for out number 2. Sorry for the confusion there. Here's Bill Ripken, runner at second. 2 outs. Here's Ripken. It's a 2-7 against a right-hander. That's a strikeout. It's going to end the inning. So we go to the 8th, and the score remains 4-4. And Doug Sisk will be back on the bump, facing Frank White. It's a 1-9 for White. He's going to fly to center. 1 away for Balboni. 3-9, ground ball to short, 2 down. Brings up Bo, and 1 swing of the bat, he could give the Royals the lead. 3-10, but he also can strike. I'm sorry, 3-10. This way is a ground ball to short. It's against a righty. So he grounds to short to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. That'll be all for Sisk. You'll have Niedenfuhr coming in the 9th, no matter what the score is. So Ripken facing Steve Farr. Cal Ripken, that is. 5-6 is a strikeout, so Cal out on strikes. Here's Eddie Murray. He can certainly give the Orioles a lead with 1 swing of the bat. 2-4, 2-4. Oh, 2-5 would have been a home run chance. 2-4, he grounds it too far. 2 down for Larry Sheets. 2-9 for Sheets is a fly to right. It's going to end the inning. Go to the 9th. Score still tied 4-4. Timeout. Okay, top of the 9th, and Mike McFarland is up to bat against the new pitcher Tom Niedenfuhr, tied in the 9th. You might as well use your closer because there's no save situation. 5-8. I'm not doing a Buck Showalter, although that's a different situation. 5-8 is a strikeout. Although I don't think Buck Showalter will ever live that one down. Here's Kurt Stillwell. Switch hitter now batting left. 1-7 against the right-hander is a 1-6 homer. 7-20 is a double. 1-6, and the Royals have the lead. And they do. Kurt Stillwell Angel. You don't think of him as a home run hitter, but he just did. He did hit 10 home runs on the year, so not totally out of the question. And he takes Niedenfuhr deep. And sometimes those closers, they're not in a safe situation. They lose their edge. 4-7 for Wilson against Niedenfuhr is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Cal Ripken. And that is a 7, or 1, I should say. 1, 7, and a 9. Okay, I'm doing a check here. I don't know what I was thinking. So Ripken's a 221, and it's a 2 and a 7. That's a G2. A 9, E21, There is no 9, so it's a good play for Cal. So 2 down. Base is empty for Kevin Seitzer. That is a 2-7 for Seitzer. And that's going to be a solid single to right field. Keeps the inning going for George Brett. Roll the D20. Nothing happening. 6-6 off of Niedenfuhr, and that's extra bases. 1 to 12 is a double. 13 to 20 is a single. That's a single with 2 stars. So Brett singles. Seitzer goes to third base. Runners at the corners. 2 outs. They could be looking for more. Danny Tartable, batter. Nothing on the D20. That is a 2-9. 2-9 is a strikeout. So Niedenfuhr buckles down and gets out of that, but the run does score on the Stillwell homer. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Last chance for the O's to prevent an 8-game losing streak to start the season, as they trail it by the score of 5-4. And up for the Royals coming in now is Dan Quisenberry, their closer. And I don't have a card for him, so we'll go to the app and pull it out. Dan Quisenberry. Alrighty, so we got the card set up. Let's move this out of the way so we don't confuse anybody. We do have Rick Shue, the leadoff batter. So Rick Shue will be facing Quisenberry. It'll be Shue, and then Kennedy will pinch hit for Nichols. So Quisenberry is on. Try to save it. It's a 1-6 for Shue against a righty. 1 to 8 is a single. 9 to 20, he lines to short. And he lines to short, 1 away. And now with Nichols scheduled, he'll be called back, and Terry Kennedy will pinch hit and stay in the game to play short if it does, to play catcher if it does happen to go extra innings. 6-7, so now we're off of Quisenberry on a 6-7 against a left-hander. That's a single, solid single for Kennedy. Pinch hit single. Now that brings up Fred Lynn. Freddie Lynn. So we're rolling to 20. Nothing happening. Lynn, 1-7 against a right-hander. It's a strikeout. So now the Orioles are down to the last out is Jim Traber. Nothing on the 20. Jim Traber. 4-8. We go back to Quisenberry against a lefty. 4-8. That's a single with 2 stars. So base hit for Traber keeps the ball game going. Runners are at the corners. 2 down for Joe Orsulak. Base hit would tie the ball game. Here's the slack man. 1-5. Whoa, he's going to do more than that. Look at this. 1-5. 1 to 8 to walk-off homer, and the streak is over. 9 to 20 is a double, and they still may score. Or still may win it. Let's see. It's a 6. It's a walk-off home run for the slack man, Joe Orsulak. And this replay is now over as the Orioles win the first game on Game 8 on the slack man's 3-run homer in the bottom of the 9th against Dan Quisenberry. So that's going to do it in this Oriole replay. Thank you for watching those first 7 games, and of course this one as well. We'll put the Orioles of 88 away now since we've done our task. And now I'm going back to the Mark Fidrich replay and inside pitch, and then I'll think of something else to tag along with it going forward. Appreciate you all tuning in. And until next time, I will see you all down the road.